Hi everyone, welcome to Simply Motor and to the new Cupra Ateca. You'll notice that the badges are different on this car. This is not a Seat. This is actually the first car that Cupra has released as an independent brand. It may share many components with Volkswagen Audi Group cars, such as the 2-litre turbocharged petrol under the bonnet, but we're here to see, in this episode of 3 Good 3 Bad, whether the Cupra Ateca creates its own charm and has its own character. So, let's find out, shall we? One thing that has to be said about the Cupra Ateca is that it makes a huge visual impact. The body kit designed by Cupra is super aggressive. It gives the car a muscular feel. You've got the trademark copper badges inside and out, and if you couple it to the design pack, which is on this car, you get those absolutely glorious copper alloy wheels, which really rounds off that theme on the outside. The colour is rhodium grey, which is quite a sophisticated grey, but really works in contrast with those copper details. And this is a car that's going to stand out in a car park. It's brilliant. Now this Cupra Ateca features pretty much the same drivetrain as the Leon ST300 Cupra we tested previously. It's a 2-litre turbocharged petrol engine with 300 PS, and it goes from 0 to 62 in 5.2 seconds. Now that's pretty impressive for what is essentially an SUV. You can watch our launch control video if you want to see what time it actually achieved on the 0 to 62 dash, because we know that Volkswagen Audi Group cars can often beat their quoted times. So take a look at that video. But we've been running this car in manual mode pretty much the entire time we've had it. It's just so engaging to drive. Paddles feel a little bit cheap behind the steering wheel, but we can forgive that because of what happens when you're using them. Gear changes are instant, power delivery is basically a kick in the back, and there's a little bit of exhaust chatter now, which is great to see. The final trick up the Cupra Ateca's sleeve is practicality. This is more than just a hot hatch, it's also a practical family SUV. There's plenty of head and legroom front and back. You get 2 adults in the back in extreme comfort. 3 adults in the back is doable, but it might get a little bit cosy on a longer drive. The boot's enormous. You could fit any luggage you want to for a family holiday back there, or even if you get a bit carried away in IKEA, don't worry, just fold the rear seats down and I'm sure it'll all fit. The 4-drive all-wheel drive system also has snow and off-road modes in it, which can be useful when the conditions take a turn for the worst. This car is also easy to park thanks to a 360-degree camera with a top-down view. Overall, it's just a great practical car that's easy to live with, and that's what a hot hatch must be. Now this is the first car that's been released by Cupra as an independent brand, and perhaps understandably there's a little bit of confusion around it. Put it this way, you can call a Seat a Cupra, like with the Leon, but you can't call a Cupra a Seat, and yet this car that I'm sat in has been known to, well, everyone for the last couple of years as the Seat Ateca, and it's quite hard to escape from that. Now, okay, the badges are different, and you can see the upgrades that have happened, but it still looks like a Seat Ateca. Perhaps this will all change when Cupra releases its next car, which is called the Formentor, which looks superb, by the way. But for now, it still feels like it's just a performance Seat. Now, when we reviewed the Seat Leon ST300 Cupra, we complained that the exhaust note was, well, pretty much non-existent. Happily, in this Cupra Ateca, they have livened it up a little bit. I mean, there are some little pops and bangs on overrun, and it's a nice sounding exhaust, but you really do have to strain your ears to listen to it. And for a car that's come out of Cupra, which has always been a word synonymous with performance, we really hope for that extra bit more in Cupra mode. You know, more excitement, more drama. Part of it comes down to the fact that this chassis feels like it could handle an extra 50 or even 100 horsepower, no problem. But a more raucous exhaust, something like you see on an i30N, for example, would have been welcome and perhaps would have given the Cupra Ateca that finishing touch to make it a more rounded performance car. The price of a basic Cupra Ateca is £36,695. This one, with the design pack, which means those copper alloy wheels, Brembo brakes, and some gloss black detailing inside, is £40,075. Now that £75 makes a big difference because Anything over £40,000, as we well know by now, incurs a VED surcharge, which is £325 a year in years 2 to 6. So by pricing the Cupra Ateca design just over £40,000, it's going to cost you an extra 1,500 quid in years 2 to 6 of ownership. It seems a bonkers pricing strategy to us. So that is our brief summary of the Cupra Ateca. It's a brilliant car, this, with so much going for it. The performance is astounding. It'll surprise you, it'll surprise your friends and family, and get launch control set up at the lights, and it'll surprise other motorists too. You can cause some serious upsets in this car. Despite this though, it's a great car to live with. It's practical, and it'll do everything that you'd want from a family car. It might be a little bit on the expensive side, especially with this design trim where it's £40,075 and it's going to cost you more in road tax, but we can just about forgive it for that because a lot of cars are falling into this £40,000 bracket now, and this is just so much fun that you can almost forgive it. I hope you've liked this review, and if you have, give us a thumbs up and leave any comments below. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do so, and don't forget to head over to our website www.simplymotor.co.uk, where you can see full review of this car and others. I've been Dan for Simply Motor. We'll see you next time.